What do I do? Someone just called me up, left me a message. And he told me, he says, where did you get so smart? I go, I'm not smart. I says, I just put this all together. He says, well, that's pretty smart, putting it all together. I go, no, it's not. I says, I put together anything. Doesn't matter whether it makes sense, it doesn't make sense. All I'm looking for is for people to come back and tell me anything that they can tell me, anything they want. Ask me, put me down, lift me up, take me away. I don't care. Because this whole thing is, I can't save the world alone. So by getting all this information from all the people, and I'm getting very few comments, but that's okay, it gets me to think. Because what gets me to think, I put down on video. And when I put down on video, whoever watches gets them to think. And then all of a sudden, we're all thinking the same way. So the question comes to be, are we going to dive on in together? Or we're going to let it wash away and let this whole world go and blow up? You see what's going on the internet. You read. You see the Russians have thrown a couple of bombs into the water for testing. Yeah, baby! Because I'm with the Russians. They rush into nothing, but the rush is all on us. They push us and pull us and take us and hold us and stop us. They make us wait. They call us up. Hello? Yes, can you please call back this number? It is very important. Ronald. It's an answering machine. How important can it be if it's an answering machine? So I call them back up. They go, what's your name? I go, I'm sorry. I go, what's your name? She says, I can't tell you my name because I don't know who I'm talking to. I go, you know what? I don't know who I'm talking to. So Merry Christmas. I got to go. I got no time. And the next time your answering machine calls me back, I'm going to have my answering machine call you all day. And call you and hang up and call you and hang up until all you people who are trying to collect money and put our minds, you owe money, you owe money. The credit bureau, look at your score, 613. Well, guess what, boys? My score is so low, okay? It's as low as you can go. And that's where I want my score, because they've been attacking us all the time from all over the world. What's your score? Well, let me tell you one thing. If you're working for minimum wage and they're charging you 20%, yes, we jumped into it. We don't want bad credit. So what you do before you say to everybody, if you're in the proper state, if you're in China, if you're in Asia, wherever you are in the world, there's different laws. Study what you can do, and when you can't pay, well, just don't pay. Who cares about the credit? Because every cent you pay out every single month, it's going to take you longer and longer. By the time you finish paying, one of my friends just got something in the mail. It'll take you 32.4 years to pay this off. I go, so don't pay it at all. You'll be giving them money, and eventually, don't forget, even if you pay them, your credit keeps going down because you have paid the minimum amount. They check everything you do. Your credit never gets better. Hello, are you in debt for $10,000 or more? Well, what do you think they want you to call? Because they know they're not getting any money from you. So they'll make you a deal. They tell you to go into bankruptcy. What do I go into the bankruptcy? I go into the bank and what I see is what I get. They give me nothing. I go nowhere with the bankruptcy. That is foolish bullshit. Why do I have to go into a place, make myself go bankrupt, when I'm fine the way it is? I owe the money. So what does it mean to go bankrupt? So they can come and take everything away? It's a signature to take everything from me? Let me tell you one thing. If you're having trouble with your money and you don't know what to do and you don't know where to go, send me a message, ask me what to do. I'll tell you what I think you can do. I'll never be 100% right about anything, but I know that my mind, okay, and I've been into debt and to debt and to debt and to, I work and no money and no money and no money, okay? They call me up. I'm sorry, but my cats, okay, they're hungry. My cats need food. And when I'm finished with my cats, right, I won't be around because my cats are going to come here until my paradise in life is over. Whoever I owe, if they're not going to be able to do anything to me, okay, if no one can force me into the bankruptcy, because I'm not going to go into bankruptcy at all. Someone has to make a letter and write that I'm bankrupt. Somebody else has to tell me I'm bankrupt with a government letter and slip. You're bankrupt. But for me to go into an office and say, I want to go bankrupt. Just don't do it that way. It's not possible. It's not right. Don't take your money and keep paying off. If you're young, make money and don't spend. Use your money for work. Make sure they can't come after you. Do not give away your money and become a delinquent to the system of, I'm sorry, but your credit rating is now down. You know what? I don't give a what my credit rating is all about. I go into work, I get a check, I buy my food, I buy my cat's food, I help out who I can, and that's not too many people because I barely can help myself out right now, except with this big mouth I have. And you know what? The next time I go into the bush and I get curious, I'm just going to go in there and ask George. Do you know what I'm saying? When you go into the bush and you get curious, you ask George what he did with your money. You ask his father what he did with your money. And it's always like this. You ever see a chimpanzee? Do you know why he's doing this? Because he's got no tail on the back end, right? You ever see the monkeys with no tails? They're always scratching their heads. Or the apes. Or they act like apes. Do you know why they're scratching their heads? Because they got no backbone and no ass. It's E-E-E-E-E. I. It's almost like E-I-E-I-O. It's a bunch of pigs down in the bush. Except you know what happened? Down in Montreal, in New York, in California, it was all bush. It was bush all over the place. Now they knocked them out. They put in, oh my God, Bam. Oh my God, Bama. What's a Bama? Alabama? Obama? I don't know. What's the difference anyways? They ain't full of it anyways. Because all they want to do is to whatever they're planning to do around this entire globe. Now, if my projection is right, okay, we are going to have one of the biggest stock market crashes in the history of man. Why? Because it's not you deciding at anything. One guy calls up and says, sell me 30,000, 300,000, 600,000, 800,000, sell me 1 million shares. He'll make the stock market move, but it doesn't really actually work that way either. I'm not exactly sure, but all I know, no matter what you have in the stock market or wherever it is, move it now. This is 2012. Every prediction, every radio show, every site you go on, wherever you are, Facebook, YouTube, okay, Orit, Blogger, Alt, okay, VOUT, VAIT, CRAT. These are unknown sites, okay? Nobody else uses it. You won't even be able to get there unless you have the code. Okay, these are governmental sites. You can't go there. This is the time to get rid of everything because you don't need the stock market. What are you going to make? You're going to make 3% more on 100,000 you got there. 3,000 you're going to make by the end of the year. You're going to give away 1,500 to the taxes. Everybody at the stock market's going to make a profit, and then it goes down. You got 20,000. What do? Get out of the stock market now. It's time to get out of the market now. The only reason the market was put there is to create a jungle and to blind the man. Don't you see what's happening in the market? By the time you go back to 1929 and all the way to here, the market actually hasn't gone anywhere. Just try and figure it out yourself. I'm not going to explain all the numbers because everybody comes back, I don't understand the numbers. 21, 42, 63, 84, 105. Do you know what these numbers are? 21 is that, I know I'm jumping off. I'll get to the dice after, okay? I'm going to get back to the dice after. But get out of the stock market. Just get out. Stop that BS, okay? If you take 100,000 people, okay, let's say, or more that are working in the stock market who are getting salaries, 50,000, no, you can't live in New York City. 200,000, I don't think so. 4, 5, 600,000 minimum, millions and up. All that is your profit, your money they're taking away. What you do is you take these 100 or 200 or 300,000 people, you put them on unemployment for life. Give them 40,000 a year on unemployment for life, and you'll save more money, and the government will save more money than you taking all your money and shoving it in the stock market, losing it all now, can't go on vacation, can't buy any food now. Everything you're doing in life is about now. Now brings on the future. So whatever you do now will tell you what your future is coming to become the day of now. It's all about now, it's all about them, and it's nothing about us. Do you know why? There is no us. It's us and the angel. You, us, USA, us and the angel, the one angel that takes it all away from you, who decides on everything you do through the bankers' rights. Okay? Don't you know Mr. Mooney? Jane Hathaway, reminding you she's trying to save, but the Hathaways are males in this world trying to take it away from you. And what do you think? I read this coin, DG Regina. What hole is it going into? Whose hole? An angina? That's a heart attack. A Regina's in Calgary. But you know what? Up north here in Quebec, okay, there's a big mountain up north. And you know who owns those mountains? It ain't Canadian. I can tell you right now. It's owned by Canadian, passed over to the European, and it's so mixed up, I don't even get to look in it. I don't know who's right or who's wrong. I know China is big. 3 billion people. So we buy their stuff. Our people have nothing. Their people have what? 50 cents an hour. Who gets all the money? They squeeze them into one city, and what's there to do? It's so beautiful in Asia in so many places, but what we actually see is not what we really want to see. Now I'm going to get to the dice. If you have one dice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the dice equals 21. The letter U. You have 2 dice, 21 and 21. It's U and U. It creates the letter W. Okay? U and U creates W. Creation, beta creation. But U and U, 21 and 21, equal the total count of 42. 42 means a lot of things. Number 1, 2 times 4 is 8 to heaven. 2 plus 4 is 6 to man. 8 plus 6 is 14. 1 and 5 is 5 to passage for man and the heavens. Okay, 21 and 21. Now, 5 and 9, F-I-V-E, 42 count. N-I-N-E, the letter count for the individual letters in the alphabet, the N as being the 14th letter, total of 42. You add up 42 and 42, you get 84. That's a cycle. 7 by 12 months equals the 42 plus 1 3/4 leap years. Okay? Not only that, when you have 3 dice, it adds up to 63, which is 3 creation of the 6th man. When you have the 4 dice, you get the 84. When you have 5 dice, it adds up to 105. 10-5 CB codes, go look it up. Or the game of poker. The game of poker, right. Add up the ace all the way to the ace, 1 to 14, 105. Now, take another dice of 21, add on to 21, 105 and 21 makes 126. Okay, that's with 5 dice. And the Mayan calendar says 25,625. Now listen to this. The 5.25 days that we have in a year equals 126 hours, the 5 dice. Poker is a game of bluff. And if you want to also see, I didn't design this keyboard. Ace 1, Z26, 126. Right here in the keyboard, 126. Add the Q, you have 143. Jesus Christ. Okay, 143. The Z and the N all the way down here on the same line, they create the 40 world that we are in. 40 by 40 by 10 by 10, the 10-10 world. I'm going to do this one day and explain it. You see the and on the 7? They put the and on the 7 because the 2, okay, you see the 2 with that round part? Because God plays from the 2 hole. His exclamation point is the spirit that gets injected through the 2 hole. The 3 holes, you see the 9 legs of the cat is man. The slash in blue means beta slash is blue, beta, and the system she brings into the world. 4 quarters, okay, which means $1. You see there's no line in that. You see the little dots on the top? Can you see it? It's because of the spirit. It makes a whole. The 5 is the percentage. Why? Because it's the percentage of 5 and 9. And what comes from the percentage of 5 and 9? The creation of 6 and 8. And who created it all? The 7. And there's a lot more things that go with that. The cards. I'm not sure if you can see this. I'm going to try to do this quick. The 6 card. Okay, you see 3 and 3. The 7 card, 3 and 3. The 8 card, 3 and 3. These are the only 3 cards that are set up this way. Okay? 6, 7, and 8, 21. Again, Trinity. 5 dice, 9 dice. Each equals 42. 5, 1 dice. 9, 2 dice. Because you can't make a 9 on 1 dice. Okay? But this 9 actually is the 9 that's missing here from the card, because you can't get a 9 on one dice, you need 2 dice. So you take the 9 card out, and if you take a look at the 9 card, there's 2 dots here and 2 dots here on the top. There's a dot in the center, and then 2 dots and 2 dots. Actually, the 9 card, okay, is actually set up like the 5 card. So the 5 and the 9 go together, 6, 7, 8 go together. You have 2 and then 3 in the middle, 5 positions, 25,625. I know you don't see the 9, but I'm not getting to that point. I'm just explaining that either I'm very smart and put all these numbers together, but it's not true. I'm not smart at all. I'm not smart one bit, okay? Because if I was smart, I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be on a stage right now and ranting and raving and telling you that Christ is more than just a person. He's an energy, okay? He's a transmission energy that comes from another cycle, okay? Penetrating inside our sky and down through our earth, through our oceans, okay? And inside the internal world that we live in. I'm going to leave this at now, and I'm very excited about this tape. And like I said in the last tape, hurrah for Russia. Hurrah! I want to see this go down now. I'm tired. Let them have war now. Whatever happens, happens. But push and shove, but don't let anybody shove you around. If he pushes you, you push him back. I know this is all wrong, but I'm looking for one thing. I'm looking for Russia. I'm looking for, I don't want to involve China in this because there's just way too many people, and I don't understand Buddha too well. I read about the Dalai Lama, and I really like his thinking, but there's so much into this world, and it's not one that will do it. It is all of one, and all of one makes all of us angels, and that's what USA is all about. And the duck, do you want to know about the duck? In French, it's a canard, but in actuality, it means Canada, right? Because they go to the south and they come back to the north. More ducks in Canada, Quebec than many other places. But then again, I'm only specifying on, how can I explain this? Okay, forget that. I'm going to show you something else. These are expressions. 2, 4, 6. 2 is up here, 6 is here, 4 is here. 2, 4, 8, 2 is here, 4 is here, 8 is here. 2, 6, 8, 2 is here, 6 is here, 8 is here. 8, 6, 4, 8 is here, 6 is here, 4 is here. You cannot have, you see the 2 and 8, either you're going to have this number or this number. You can't have both of them because this is your part of your 10, 10. 2 and 8 here. I know I'm going way off where I should actually be, okay? 2 and 8 here is a 10, 10 world. And 4 and 6 here is a 10, 10 world. But you're all forgetting about these other numbers. I put them backwards, but it doesn't matter. 10, 10, 3 and 7, 1 and 9. You come into the world at the 9 months of birth, you hook up with a 1 spirit. You're created into this one world, and the passage is right here in the center, 7. 1, 2, okay, 3, 4. 4 corners, and now here, 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. There's 8 corners. Okay, now if you flip this over like on a dice, okay, there's 4 and then there's 4. But what about this 4 and this 4? There's actually 16 on here. 4 by 4, 16. 4 by 4 by 4, 64. Angel and man. Double it up, and double it up. You know what you end up with? Go check out how your memory and computers work. 512 memory, it's basic memory. 512, 5 plus 1 plus 2. Angel, alpha, beta, okay, and 5 passage. 5, 1, and 2 is the 8th, the passage into this world. That comes into this world, and then the rest of the numbers fall with it. Now, don't say, well, he's crazy, he's off, he's not right, he made a mistake. Yes, wherever I'm wrong, I made a mistake. I know better. If I made a mistake, if you see something you don't like, just tell me. You think it makes a difference to me? All I want out of this is to try and parallel ourselves, okay, through the energies of the evil. Because we do know there is evil. What's going on is not right. For one person to have 670, $92 billion, the Pope okay, is not a human being. The element of his thinking is not from the angel world. He is being used by another world. And you know what? He knows it, and he really don't give two F's, okay, about it. The Pope Benoit, I have one thing to say to you. What's happening, man? Let's go out and smoke a joint, eh? No, you got too much money. You got to talk to the people. What do you know more than me, Pope? What do you know more than me? And you know what? Hold on a second. It's not me. It's us. It's all of us. I'm just talking. I'm just trying to talk and add me to all those who want to talk like me, and add me to those who I like that talk like me, or I talk like them. Whatever it is, churches must, I'm sorry to say this is not right. Churches must crash. But wait, they can't crash. Because if they do crash, gathering in a group will be stopped by the governments. So we cannot crash the churches. We must rearrange the churches so the preceding elements of how they proceed and the elements they use are not going to be the same as they were, because they did not work. At least not that I vision in North America. Let alone, there are pastors all over the world, and one of the churches I'm really deep into is Trinity. That's all. I have nothing more to say. Oh, I have so much more to say. But for now, I want to drag these tears as far down as I could until they run between my legs. And when the tears run between my legs, my balls start going. My balls start going. My eyeballs start seeing, and I start understanding and believing. We must be society one. One group of goodness. But that's so funny, because there can be 100 evil groups, but the one group of goodness must come together as one. Because only one large, smart, intelligent group with patience, vision, logic, advancement, decision is you. Uncle Sam, the Urantia, connection into creation of life in the E-world of spirit angel man is who Uncle Sam is. Okay? There's two Uncle Sams. One of them wants to take you into war and bust you up, and if they lose you, what do you think they care? They ain't gonna pay you anyways at the end. And when you got no more mind to advance, well, it's gone. It's over. They don't care about you really at the end. They throw you, here it is, guy.